Hey and welcome to my channel. My name is Heather and this is the Fluffy Oracle. This pick a card reading is going to be all about solutions to finding your happiness right now. So, for pile 1 we have the amethyst, for pile 2 we have the citrine crystal, and for pile 3 we have some peacock ore. Timestamps will be down below in the description box as usual, as well as in the first comment for my mobile users. I had something interesting happen, though, while I was pulling cards for these piles. When I was shuffling this particular deck, this listen card popped out, and it's from a completely different deck that I wasn't even using today. I haven't used that deck in a while. It's called the Teen Oracle. And then this card, the Listening for Truth card from that actual deck that I was shuffling for, popped out itself. So we have a double listening for the overhead or overall messages for everyone for this reading. So they're kind of asking you to listen to the messages and really listen to your also really listen to your inner voice and to listen for the truth. Know the truth between your intuition and kind of like the little devil on your shoulder telling you to do something that you're not supposed to do. Feel the gut instinct. So, without further ado, we will go ahead and jump in just a sec. Please feel free to take as much time as you need in order to pick which pile your intuition draws to you the most. Remember, you can pick more than one because if there's more than one pile that draws you to them, that usually means there's extra messages for you. Because as we always say, these are a general reading and not everything will resonate with just your particular story. So without further ado, let's jump in and I will see you at your pile. Alrighty, so for my left, you chose pile number 1. Let's get into your reading. So we have collaborative dreaming, new birth, guarded vigilante, we have conscious connections, and we have softly, softly, the tender touch. So right away, I'm really drawn to the new birth and guarded vigilante card. The card to me speaks of having a lot of growth, but also feeling a lot of pain during this time with these transformations that have been coming in. But I feel like you've also not really faced any issues in order to kind of encourage this growth, in order to make things flourish just a little bit easier for you and a little bit faster and a little bit less painful. They also want you to remember that you are connected to consciousness. Everyone is connected, especially during dream time. And I feel like some of you have been making these connections during your dream state with your guides and angels and receiving messages, but you're still having trouble bringing things out and into alignment for yourself because you aren't allowing yourself to feel and release whatever these fears and emotions are. They want you to face these fears head on and also to speak your truth and speak gently to yourself. Don't be so harsh and judgmental on yourself, because the more open you are and the more able you are to face your fears and open up your eyes and your emotions in order to work through these transformations and this growth period, it's something that's blocking you from kind of being happy now and in the moment, because there's a duality side of you. There's the side that's on the inside crying and dying to get out, and then there's this outer tough shell that's on the surface. So they want you to bring those two together and make them one. So in order to do this, they want you to feel these emotions, they want you to face these fears, and they want you to open your eyes and to see things for what they are in order to have this growth and this transformation, in order for you to release and finally feel comfortable and be happy. So we also have the Starseed card with what lights you up. What actually makes you happy? Do you even remember what makes you happy? They want you to take a moment to think about these things, to really go within and to kind of try and remember, almost like a childlike mindset. What used to make you happy when you were a kid? Simplicity is usually best, I find. And then we also have trust the niggle. I hate that word because it sounds like something else, but it is what it is. So, the bottom of the card reads, what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Basically, what is your gut trying to tell you and get your attention with? What is that inner tingly feeling that you keep feeling, that thing that keeps kind of trying to get your attention, and you're kind of like, you're right there with figuring out what it is that's trying to get your attention, even though you're not facing this fear, because I feel like this thing that's trying to get your attention is kind of scaring you a little bit. So the more you stay closed off instead of facing your fears, the more in a state of lack and the more in a state of depression that you will be, instead of being happy now. So we have forgiveness and we have focus. So they want you to focus on forgiving not only yourself, but the situations that you might have gotten yourself into. You can get yourself out of them. You just have to focus a little bit and to kind of walk and face those fears, to walk down that path in order to head in the right direction. And then we have partnership. You don't have to do this alone. You do have friends, and some of you, if you're in relationships, turn to your partners. I feel like having connections with other people and kind of being able to open up and talk to them might help you to establish this connection to the inner parts of you that you need to face the fears of it. But remember, you're not alone, and you don't have to do this alone, is what they're trying to get your attention to. So we have the Eight of Forces with the lightning bolt. I feel like once you're able to face these fears, it's gonna kind of shock you as to how easily this was for you to get through, and how easily it was for you to open up and decide to actually go with the flow instead of blocking yourself, and to finally let those emotions flow, to feel them and work through them. And then the transformation, I feel, is gonna like blow your mind, because I feel like it's gonna bring everything full cycle for you. We have the Justice card with equality, the Hierophant with morals, and then we have the Two of Pentacles with flexibility. So for these three cards, for the tarot aspects of this, I feel like once you're able to see both sides of the coin, basically, and have that balance, that inner balance, and to kind of allow yourself to express what needs to be expressed, I feel like it'll bring everything more into a sense of whole and equality for you. And I feel like it'll give you that proper sense of direction and that mindset of being flexible and open to different things, in order to kind of have that give and take that you most need, and in order to also go with the flow and roll with the punches, and to continue to make sure that you are still happy and kind of well balanced in your mindset between work and home. So these are your messages. I do hope that this helped you, and I do hope that you are able to work through this so that you can be happy now. And they also ask you to, with these listening cards, they want you to hear the guidance that's being given to you, especially through this reading. If you're here at this reading, these messages are definitely for you. So I do hope that this helped. Once again, thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing out my videos. And I will see you guys next reading. Know that I love you, and have a blessed one. Alrighty, so for my loves who chose pile number 2, the citrine crystal, let's get into your reading. So we have be the hunter, not the hunted, faith in the process, in the world, not of the world, and power of attraction. So they want you to think smarter, not work harder, obviously. For me, I'm really attracted to the owl in this one, because owls to me are wisdom. And I feel like you've been working extremely hard instead of smart, and kind of learning from the process and trusting in yourselves and trusting in the process and having faith in yourselves as well. And I feel like you have been fighting the current instead of going with the current and kind of being in the now and in the present. You've kind of been worrying too much about the future aspects. So they're asking you, in order to achieve this power of attraction and to pull in and manifest exactly what it is that you want, they're asking you to be more present and aware, and to trust the process and have faith in it and in yourselves, because your prayers are being heard and answered at this time, because you are completely connected to Source. You are always connected with Source. You are never disconnected. Even though at times it may feel you are alone, you are not. You are always watched over and connected. We have dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So what things can you do to change this energy? You can dance, you can sing, you can shout at the top of your lungs, just get it out and kind of have a release and kind of take a minute to kind of think about how you can go about things differently and how you can approach things a little bit differently, like smarter, not harder, as I had said before. And I feel like once you're able to do this and release that tension that's within and able to be more flexible and to just go with the flow of things, I feel like it will be that much easier for you to bring in these manifestations that much quicker for you. Because they say that you're already doing it. Stop overthinking it. Keep facing your true north. So keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, but stop overthinking the process and have faith and trust in it. Because that is the only way that you will be able to get ahead. And also by staying now or in the now and in the present and enjoying what you have now. Enjoy the things that you have now, and once you're able to do that, it will attract more to you, because it's kind of like attracts like. The more lack you feel, the more lack you'll receive. The more abundance you feel and the more happy you feel, the more you'll receive of that. Make sense? It's kind of like the universe giving you exactly what you're telling it. Consciously or unconsciously, you are always connected with the universe. And as I was saying before, you're always connected with source, which is for some people the universe. Anyways, we have the High Priestess with discernment, presence, prophecy, and vision. Yeah, I'm like, it's a little hard for me to read sometimes when it's farther away from me. But anyways, with the High Priestess card, I feel like you already know exactly what it is you want and how you're going to get there. Because I feel like once you're able to relax and release, you'll have these messages just pop in out of nowhere, and you'll be able to trust your intuition and hear it more loudly and more clearly. And you will be able to not work so hard, because we have the bee, but I hear worker bee. I feel like you are very dedicated, very busy, and you kind of don't take the time to stop and smell the roses, is what I just heard. So this card reads luck, industriousness, and sweet victory. You can have this sweet victory. You can achieve this. You just need to take and slow down for half a second and think how you can go about things a little bit smarter instead of harder. And stop killing yourself and trust yourself that things will work out the way that they need to. And enjoy what you have now so that you can have more of that in order to be happy. And then we have letting go. Like I was saying before, release this tension. Do whatever it is you have to do in order to relax. Get to a happy space and get to a present moment, and being able to be aware and kind of in that moment. Be more aware and awake in that moment. Be more present in that moment so that you can enjoy it and go with the flow more. And enjoy how everything is flowing to you with that abundance, and enjoy the easiness of it. So we have the Queen of Scrolls. And then we have Archangel Gabriel. So know that your prayers are being heard. And that they've taken note. They've listened to your prayers. They've heard your demands. They've read them, basically. Because it seems like you have a really, really long list of things that you would like to see or have or do. While Archangel Gabriel is here, he is here to tell you that they hear you. They are working with you. You are never alone. They are always with you. They are always guiding you. In one way or another, they are always guiding you. You just have to trust and have faith in the process, and to be aware enough in order to focus on the signs and synchronicities that they've been giving you in order to help guide you. So we have the Ten of Cups with contentment, the Eight of Pentacles with practice, and then we have the Empress, creativity. So with these three cards, I feel like once you're able to get to where you need to be and being in the now and aware, you will have this finality of being in contentment, being happy for once, instead of working always so hard and so diligently, because you've done the work, you've put it in, and you've kind of overdone it because you've overthought a lot of things, because you kind of worked yourself into that rut to where you feel like it's never perfect, even though it's already done and perfect, because you sat there and you put the work in and you nurtured it. And now all you have to do is sit back and look at the creative joy and the things that you've created, and to nurture that, because it is perfect. It is where it needs to be. It is how it's supposed to be. All you have to do is step into the now and pay attention to it and enjoy it for what it is, and then you'll be able to receive more and have your happy ending. So these are your messages. I do hope that this helped you, and I will see you guys next reading. I want to say thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing out my videos. You guys are truly awesome. Know that I love you, and have a blessed one. Alrighty, so for my loves who chose pile number 3, the Peacock Oracle, let's get into your messages and see what we can do to help you be happy right now. So we have what you want wants you, what is already with you, restore and replenish, and going beyond normal. So with the first 2 cards on the top, they want to bring your attention to the hands over here, because I feel like some of you aren't that open to receiving and kind of need to have some transformation with that and change that to be more open to receiving, because your blessings want to come in and what you want to achieve to be happy wants to come in. You already have that also within you as well, but you also need to open up to what's in front of you and to be aware, because your mind is constantly running. So they also want you to be able to take a break in order to kind of give your brain a little bit of a break and some rest, because being able to take a moment to step back and rejuvenate and replenish yourself, I feel is going to be what's most needed in order for you to be able to see things easier and be able to open up to receiving the gifts that want to come in for you, so that you can achieve your happiness, instead of feeling like your mind is just running all the time and kind of just going with the motions and just day-to-day life, same shit, different day type of deal. You have the key in order to do this. You just have to take some time, take a step back and relax, and then come at it a little bit differently once you're refreshed and replenished with some energy, so that you can give yourself the proper time in order to have that light bulb moment and aha moment, in order to realize that your blessings are right in front of you in order to be happy. So we have the take a break card. It said, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. So that goes perfectly with this card for what I was saying with constantly running like a hamster on a treadmill, that type of thing. You're constantly busy and you're constantly not being able to see what's right in front of you and what you already have. And you're also not letting yourself be able to enjoy what you do have and taking like a moment to appreciate the beauty of the things that you do have with you and around you. They have keepers of the earth. It says, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Sometimes, even though you feel like you have to do everything on your own, you're not alone. You do have help around you. You can ask your guides and angels for help, but you also have others that are with you that are kind of like a godsend and a blessing to help you in order to get things done, instead of having to feel like you're constantly running and constantly working. But it's going to take you taking a risk in order to take that step back. The risk is taking the step back. They want you to be able to understand that you can take that risk and take a rest and a moment, because you don't have to be the one that's always the strong one and doing everything on your own and managing everything. They want you to be able to work smarter instead of harder with the owl, because to me, owls mean wisdom and being able to be smarter, and they also mean messages to me. So think a little bit more before you kind of rush into things as well, and take that moment to kind of slow down for a second, to analyze things and to see where you can delegate things out so you can have a little bit more time to yourself in order to have things flow a little bit easier for you and not feel so stressed. And the more you're able to do that, the more you're going to be able to slow down and enjoy life and be happy and relaxed instead of stressed out, and more balanced, because we have the Queen of Forces. For me, this screams of balance and having the best of both worlds. But you have to slow down for half a second in order to achieve that balance. Because we have the King of Roses, and to me, I hear stop and smell the roses. Enjoy and appreciate the beauty of the things that you do have and what is around you. And take the time to enjoy what you're going through right now. Feel through the process. Live through the process. Stay in the moment to be aware of that process. And to kind of just soak it all in for what it is. And to see the beauty for the lessons that you are actually learning right now. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is rewards. Ten of Wands, hardship. And then we have the Seven of Swords with treachery. So right away, I feel like sometimes you get a little bit more burdened and overwhelmed than what you should, especially with work. And I feel like the workload is not equal. And I feel like you get completely hosed and used beyond, recognition. And it stunts your growth in order to achieve the rewards. And you kind of don't even get to take the credit sometimes, I hear. And that's not fair to you, because you deserve to reap the rewards and the fruits of your labor. You deserve to have that Nine of Pentacles energy in your life. You deserve to take that moment to sit down and to eat the fruit and to enjoy your life and to have that rest and rejuvenation that you most desperately need, because you're way too overworked with this burden. And people have been fucking you over. I'm sorry. With the Seven of Swords, people have been screwing you over left and right, especially at work. Your coworkers are pieces of shit. Sorry. It is what it is. They're not doing their jobs. They're not pulling their weight. And that's not fair for you. So it kind of has you in a bind to where you feel like absolutely miserable every single day when you go into work. And you feel like you just want to scream and quit, is what I feel. I'm sorry, but I'm just totally feeling whatever is going on with you. I can feel it. And it's kind of agitating me, because you deserve to have nothing but the best. You deserve the rewards. You deserve recognition because you work your ass off. You deserve to be happy. Remember that. So take a moment. Fuck them. Slow down. Stop doing everything. Let them catch up. Let them do the work that they need to do in order for things to come out to an equal balance. Take a step back. People will begin to notice. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So if you have any extra questions, please comment below, and I will definitely answer you as best as I can. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, that information will be down below in the description box. Know that I love you. Thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing out my videos. You guys have been absolutely awesome. And I will see you guys next video, and have a blessed one, and take it easy.